Good evening, good evening, good evening, my brothers and sisters. How are you doing this beautiful evening? Your brother Tony is in the house. Come on in to the dinner table. We have some good food for the soul. And my brothers and sisters, while you are coming to the table to get this good food for the soul, go ahead and invite some more family members and friends. Also, my brothers and sisters, keep in mind that we may have some pop-in guests that this might be their first time at the dinner table, so let's be on our best behavior and treat them like guests because we want them to be a part of the dinner table when we meet in the evening time. If this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. I talk about relationships basically from a spiritual point of view. And when I say spiritual, when you go to the book of Genesis, we will notice how God defined and organized a relationship. You see, God organized a relationship with Him being the primary part of the relationship. He had a unique relationship with the man first, which is Adam. Secondly, he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. Thirdly, God brought the woman to the man. And in the presence of God, the man acknowledged the woman. And he told God in the presence of God and the woman, he said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call a woman because she came from man. So that's the position that I come from, my brother and sister, when it comes to a relationship. You have a free will. You could choose to believe what I'm about to say, or you can reject it. But I still encourage you to sit at the dinner table and get some of this good food for the soul because you will need it. Like, you may disagree with my position, but my position is biblical based. God started the relationship out with Himself and a man, Himself with a woman, and He united the man and woman, and He was the foundation of the relationship. So God defined how a relationship should be. But like I said, if you disagree with it, hey, I still want you to sit at the dinner table and get some of this good food for the soul. I'm on two different broadcasts. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Those of you that are on the book, I may say something to those that are on the tube. You may not see their names and comments, but I will call out their names and comments, and vice versa. Those of you that are on the tube, I may say something to those that are on the book, and you may not see their names and comment, but I will call out their names and comments. Okay, we're all family here, and I want you, brother and sister, to be free to share your thoughts and your comments at the dinner table. Also, if you have any questions, you can ask your question because we're family here. And I encourage the guests that if you have any questions along the way, feel free to go ahead and put it out there at the dinner table. Now, since we done got all that out of the way, let's look at the menu for tonight and see what we're going to feast on. And what we're going to feast on the menu is the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. Again, look at the menu again. The power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. Now, my brothers and sisters, have you ever been in a relationship, sister with a man, or brother with a woman, and you were 100% into the relationship? However, it was not reciprocated back to you. And the only thing that person kept doing is taking and taking and taking and not giving anything to it. So you was getting depleted. That's right, you were getting depleted, and that person would not put anything in it. But you are getting everything, are giving everything, my brother and sister, and that person did not care anything about you. Your mind sees what's going on or saw what was going on past him. But if you currently in it, your mind sees what's going on, but your heart doesn't want to let go. And this is what we discussed at the dinner table tonight: the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. But let's go to God's word and get on a little this appetizer, as it is written in the book of Acts 20:35. That's Acts 20:35. Acts 20:35. In everything I did, I showed you that by this kind of hard work, we must help the weak. Remember the words of the Lord Jesus himself. He said, it is more blessed to give than receive. In all honesty, my brother and sister, it is better to give than receive. But when we giving and investing in a relationship, my brother and sister, we want to be reciprocated. We really do. By the way, my brother and sister, once upon a time, there was this R&B group, and this R&B group were called the Main Ingredients. And they recorded a song that was titled, Everybody Plays the Fool. Now, this is some of the lyrics to the song. Check this out. Okay, you brokenhearted. You sit around moping, crying and crying. You said you were even thinking about dying. Well, before you do anything rash, dig this. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby. It may be actual. It may be cruel. I'm not lying, or I ain't lying. Everybody plays the fool. Falling in love is such an easy thing to do. And this is a key thing, my brother and sister. And there is no guarantee that the one you love is going to love you. Okay? Now, my brother and sister, remember we're talking about the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. Now, you got to listen to this. My brother and sister, and the Lord Jesus know this. The Lord Jesus loved all of us. But there will be a few of us that return our Lord towards Jesus because we recognize him for who he is. But majority or the mass of the people, they're going to reject Jesus. They want to take, but they don't want to love. So Jesus knows firsthand how it is, my brother and sister, to invest and not get no return. So between a man and a woman, sisters, you may invest and invest and invest in a relationship. You may want this relationship to work out to your benefit because you love this man, but he doesn't love you. And vice versa, brother. You doing everything for this woman, and you hope that she could see one day that you're the man, but she's taking extreme advantage of you. Now, some of you brother and you sister, let me be very clear. I'm going to tell you the definition of the word fool, okay? Listen, because we have different meanings in our mind what a fool is. But let's let the dictionary define the word fool, okay? The dictionary defines fool as a person who lacks good sense, judgment, or understanding, and the act or behavior in a silly or stupid way. A fool can also be someone who have been tricked or made to look ridiculous by others. So this part of the definition of fool, I'm going to say, we're going to talk about a fool is defined as can also be tricked by someone who, you've been fooled by someone and you've been tricked to make ridiculous in front of others. Now, my brothers and sisters, if you have been in a relationship, in a few relationships, my brother and sister, I guarantee you understand the song Everybody Plays the Fool sometime. You, brother, and you, sister, have been taken advantage by someone. You really wanted this relationship to work. You was all in. You were so excited about meeting this person. How you doing, Sister Phillips? You were so excited about meeting this person. You thought this was the one, but it was not the one. Sister, this man dogged you out And likewise, brother, this woman dog you out. For those that are you that coming in tonight, on the menu for the night, the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. I know it's hard to believe, my brother and sister, but there are some men or man that you were or in a relationship with. Your mind can clearly see that this man, he doesn't love you. Your mind can see it, but it's that hard. And the same thing, brother, your mind see that this woman doesn't love you, but your heart is something else. And you see, the thing about it, my brother and sister, the heart, that's the emotional part. I know we always talking about men lack emotion and women have more emotion, which is true. But men can feel. How you doing, Sister Well? Welcome to the welcome to the dinner table. And do our thing through faith. What if God told you this was your person? Is it possible, just not the right time? If God told a man or woman that this is the person, it is the right time. Because you see, God doesn't do nothing unless it's going to come to pass. So if God told a man or a woman this to the person, it's not that is it possible, it is possible because God, this is what you brother and sister got to understand. That's why I always say, when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister, before you venture out into a relationship, you're supposed to have developed and delighted in your relationship with the Lord. And when you discover that you have a desire for a member of the opposite sex, you, brother, you need to pray to God. You, sister, you need to pray to God. Both of you need to pray to God through Jesus to let God handpick the persons that's supposed to be in your life. Because, brother, you don't know the right woman that's supposed to be in your life. Sister, you don't know the right person to come into your life. Do our thing with faith. Welcome to the dinner table, by the way. And I hope that I told you that too, Sister Well. Welcome to the dinner table. We don't know who the person is. Men have a top 10 possible list of what type of woman he think he need. A woman have a possible top 10 list of the man that she thinks she need. But my brother and sister, whatever list you got, you need to trash it. And you need to let God bring that man or woman into your life. Because God knows what imperfect man or woman fits with you. You see, brother, there's a certain woman that tailor made for you. Sister, there is a man that tailor made for you. And that man or woman was tailor made in the mind of God before the foundation of the world. When you, brother, meet the right woman, and sister, when you meet the right woman, it's not by coincidence, it's not by luck, it's not by reading the zodiacs, it's not by going to a palm reader, it's none of that kind of stuff. You welcome to do our thing with faith. You welcome. You got to understand it, my brother and sister. It's God that's supposed to bring the person to you. Brother, listen to this. If you hear other men out there telling you what type of woman you need, and he doesn't include God in his advice to you, reject everything that he said. Sister, if you listen to a woman or a woman coach or whoever you listening to, if that person does not incorporate God into how to develop a right relationship, reject everything he or she said. Because when it comes to relationship, God is the one, my brother and sister, that develop and design a relationship. God's original plan was for it to be a man and a woman. He brought a woman to the man. Okay, God never brings a man to a woman. That's not God's way. God always bring a woman to a man. He always bring a woman to the man's attention. You understand? So, sister, that's why it's vital. Do not never go looking for a man. Just live your best life, your life in the Lord. and allow the Lord to mold you into that Proverbs 31 woman. And brother, you don't supposed to be running or pursuing after a woman. You supposed to allow God to make you into that righteous, godly man. Because guess what, brother? God have a plan for you. He got a plan for you. He put that desire in you, but he wants you to be able to lead his daughter. So when God is ready to bring the right woman to you, brother, he's entrusting the woman into your hand. Because remember, the Bible clearly say, and it is written that the man was not created for the woman. The woman was created for the man. I know out there in the media and everything, they be saying, they want the man running after the woman and all that kind of stuff. They want to say that the woman is the prize, the ultimate prize in a relationship. No, the woman is not the ultimate surprise. The woman is a gift. She's the cherry on top of God's creation. Because if you don't understand this, brother, the woman was the last created being, a thing that God made before he rest. But sister, keep in mind that God brought the woman to the man. It was never the other way around. Any in the world system want the man to pursue and run after the woman. That's not God's way. God always bring a woman to a man through life circumstance. And sister, God always wants you to wait for the man to reach out to you. I put out this morning, my brother and sister. I'm not how shall I say it? Deviating or leaving what I'm about to say, but listen to this. I had put out a post today, and it was basically, listen to this, brother. It was about Cinderella. You all familiar with the story of Cinderella, right? Cinderella is a fantasy, but it have a lot of truth to it. Listen to what I'm saying. The story Cinderella is a fantasy. However, it has some truth to it. Brother, when it comes to the right woman, if you seeking a woman to love you, listen to what I'm about to say. In the story of Cinderella, when we meet the character Cinderella, Cinderella lived in a hostile environment. She was a woman. She lived in a hostile environment. Cinderella also was rejected. No, she did not experience love. She experienced cruelty. Cinderella was isolated. Cinderella had a caring heart. Her heart was so caring, animals was able to come up to her. They didn't feel threatened by her. Cinderella had a humble heart. Even though Cinderella was going through some rough times, she was going through some rough times, but she was not bitter. She did not play the part of a victim. Nowhere in the Cinderella story did she play the victim. How you doing, Sister Susanna? Nowhere did she play the victim. Remember the guy Prince Charming, right? He had this slipper. He was seeking the right woman. If this certain woman could wear this shoe, a lot of women tried to put on the shoe. It was too small, it was too big, it just did not fit. When he came to the cottage where Cinderella was at, Cinderella was isolated and she was forbidden to come to him. You know what? It was not her time. Listen to it, sister. It was not Cinderella's time. Cinderella, she did not show, she was not impatient. If you understand that, Cinderella was not impatient. She was patient. The ball came up. Cinderella went to the ball. When Cinderella went to the ball, it was a whole bunch of people in there. When Cinderella came in there, she was the showstopper. Everybody's eyes was on Cinderella. She was a showstopper. The music stopped. People stopped talking. And they put their eyes on Cinderella. The thing about Cinderella is this: she was not only easy on the eyes, meaning she was beautiful to look upon. What the most impressive thing about Cinderella was her heart. She came down the stairs. The prince, he got that slipper and it fit the foot nicely. It was no forcing or nothing. It went on smooth, nicely, and it fit. So why am I talking about the Cinderella story right now? Brothers, if you notice, the Cinderella story, I was basically talking about what was on the inside of her. What was on the inside of Cinderella was a lot of diversion or a Proverb 31 woman. She was created to be a wife. All the external thing that was fine and good, but it was her heart. The slipper fit. Brother, when you meet the right woman, it's just like the Cinderella story. But there's a difference. Brother, when you meet the right woman, Cinderella foot fit the slipper. But the woman that God brings to you, brother, she's going to fit in your heart. Other women, they did not fit in your heart. There was no room for them. They were just not part of it. Your heart, brother, represent the slipper. When God bring the right woman along, she's going to enter into your heart, and your heart she's going to come in smoothly, and it's going to be peace. And when God bring the right woman to you, brother, you going to know that she's the one. And likewise, sister, too. When you view the prince, he was looking for the right woman. But when he stopped looking, check this out. When he stopped looking, when he stopped pursuing, Cinderella came to him. What does that mean? Adam did not go looking for Eve, did he? No, he didn't. God brought Eve to Adam. He was not expecting it. Adam was not expecting Eve. Cinderella, the Prince Charming, was not expecting her. He had a desire for a woman, and lo and behold, Cinderella came to the ball. I could get a little more biblical. Abraham's son Isaac, he did not go looking for Rebekah. Rebekah came to him through life circumstance. And I could get deep into that, but I don't have the time. Not only that, my brother and sister, a lot of you are familiar with this. How you doing, Sister Paul? Welcome to the dinner table. Boaz and Ruth. Boaz did not go looking for or pursuing a woman. You see, worldly women want men to jump through hoops, run after them, and do all this stuff and buy them and all that kind of stuff. Boaz didn't have to do none of that. Through life circumstance, God positioned Ruth to be found by Boaz. Now let's go back to the scene about Boaz and Ruth. When Boaz seen Ruth, he inquired about her. He already made up his mind to provide, protect, and eventually he married her. Ruth did not. Ruth, it was all about, she believed in God and she was taking care of business. She was only thinking about her mother-in-law and her survival. Ruth's prayer got answered by a godly man, Boaz. Boaz, he had to pray for a woman. Boaz wanted that woman so bad, he went down to the city and he made arrangement, and he taught, it was a kinsman law. And he talked to this man that was next in line, but the man, through God providence, he said, no, you could have her. Boaz told everybody about it. And you are familiar with the Boaz and Ruth story, right? Boaz did not want to walk away from Ruth. Ruth did not want to walk away from Boaz. Those of you that are coming in tonight at the dinner table, it's the power to walk away from a man or a woman that doesn't love you. Now, my brother and sister, for a man or woman not to love you, listen to this. That means that the person that you was dealing with or dealing with that doesn't love you, because a lot of us have tasted when we put 100% in a relationship, but we weren't getting it back. And that's reciprocate. You see, the word reciprocate, when we look in the dictionary, it is clearly defined as mutual or equivalent exchange, or a paying back or what one has received. Okay? Do all things with faith. That is why I'm so confused. God gave me so many confirmation. He's my husband. He even said he knows I'm his wife because he asked God to. Yet we just can't get together. I'm going to address that, sister, right now. Do our thing with faith. Let me tell you this. God is not the author of confusion. He is peace. Again, God, for you, brother and sister, he is not the author of confusion, but peace. If you have some confusion or question marks about a person, that is not of God. It's Satan. You see, when God really wants you to be with someone, my brother and sister, you're going to have a sense of peace. You're not going to have doubts. You're not going to be thinking about, I can make this work. If he or she just do this or that, I can make it work. No, 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 no. You see, when God bring a man and a woman together, they both have flaws. It's an imperfect man and an imperfect woman. However, they right for one another. They're gonna have some storms, but they'll be able to weather the storm. God have put all that into consideration, brother, before he bring a woman to you, or sister, before a man discover you. Now, what make a man or woman treat you in the wrong way? It's about it. Basically, I'm guilty of it, and some of you brothers and sisters guilty of it. We made the wrong decision. We did not put God into the equation. We selected, and I know I have done it. I selected a woman that was not right for me. We'll not talk about that because she's definitely right for me. And some of you brothers, you have chose the woman that's not right for you, and sister, you have chose the man that was not right for you. What did we all have in common? We did not go ask God for it. We went basically by what we thought would be a good fit. You see, worldly people think, what does he or she bring to the table? A Christian man or a Christian woman don't be thinking, what does he or she bring to the table? No, what a Christian man or woman say, I see something that I want to do for that man or woman. That's how Christians go into a relationship. When they see something, just like Boaz when he seen Ruth, he was thinking, I want to do something for her. Ruth was not about holding her hand out to Boaz. You know what Ruth asked Boaz? Excuse me. She asked Boaz, basically, why me? You know why Ruth asked Boaz that? Because see, Ruth seen other women on Boaz's property. It was some more women there before Ruth got there. She just wanted to know why she find favor. You know why Ruth find favor? Because God was in the mix. God wanted Ruth and Boaz together. You know why? It was for God's reasoning, his will and his purpose. You know why? You see, God had some long range in mind. It was his son Jesus. Because you see, by Boaz and Ruth getting together, Jesus was going to come down that lineage. You see, when God does something, he doesn't do something just for the day. God got a long range plan down the road, and it's going to go back to his glory. So Boaz and Ruth got together not because it was just a romantic story. God had a purpose. Why did God put Mary and Joseph together? Because do you not realize that Joseph thought that Mary was fooling around while they was engaged and he was about to divorce her? But an angel had to come to Joseph in a dream and tell him to keep Mary. He had to let Joseph know the deal what happened with Mary. You see, God intervened. Joseph was thinking one way, but God sent an angel to visit Joseph in a dream and to tell him what was going on. So what does that say? God, my brother and sister, he will intervene. Some kind of way, God going to intervene and let you know whether or not this is the man or the woman for you. Because if God put a desire in you, my brother and sister, he put a desire in you to mate with a man or a woman. If you're a woman, he put that desire in you for a man. And brother, if you have a desire, he put it in you for a woman. You understand that? You welcome, Sister Mary, and do all things with faith. You are welcome. So understanding, my brother and sister, the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you. When you end up with the wrong man or the wrong woman, you're gonna feel or you're gonna think that you're a fool. You may tell other people that you think or feel like you're a fool, or they're gonna tell you don't be a fool, or they're gonna be talking about you behind your back. Now, there were two parts of the definition fool. A fool, and this is the part that I'm focusing on. A fool can also be someone who have been tricked or made to look ridiculous. So what happened? You was tricked. How were you tricked? You were tricked by Satan. That's how you were tricked. It's bigger than you, brother. It's bigger than you, sister. You was tricked. You were bamboozled. You were deceived. Satan put a man out there for you, sister, and brother, he put a woman out there for you. And he distorted things in your mind. Satan put something out there. He dangled a carrot in front of you, brother. He dangled a carrot in front of you, making you think that, hey, this got to be the one. Because you see, when you first met that man or woman, you felt real good, didn't you? It felt like, could this be real? Could this really be him or her? I never felt this way before. That's why, brother and sister, you don't go by your feelings when it comes to a mate. You go by your discernment. Never go by your feeling, because it is written, the heart is deceivable of all things. Who can know it? The Bible say that the heart is deceivable of all things. So what did Satan do to you, brother, and you, sister? He approached you from the emotional side. So, brother, I know men are more analytical, but God approached you on the emotional side. like he did a woman, does a woman. So you know what you did, brother? This is what you did. I'm gonna talk you sister second, then I'm gonna talk you brother first. This is what happened. This woman, you probably did not think that you can get that type of caliber of woman. She probably looked good. She probably was super fine. And you could have been like, how should I say it? An oddball in school or something. But this woman showed you some time. You could not believe you got this this beautiful, fine woman. But she looked good on the outside, but she was empty on the inside. She seduced you with her words. She seduced you with her movements because she wanted something from you. She had the spirit of Delilah and Jezebel, Satan's daughter. Satan looked at you. He used his daughter as a puppet, and you didn't see the strings. If you notice, my brother and sister, you don't see this. You really don't see this the strings at a puppet show. You rarely see the puppeteer, but there's always string. So, brother, Satan put a puppet out there for you, and he was pulling the string, and you didn't see the strings because you didn't see the puppeteer. The puppeteer was Satan. You know what? Satan knew what type of woman you liked anyway because he know your agenda. Satan heard you talking to other men about your preference. Satan seen when you look at TV and stuff and how you smile and stuff when you see certain women. Satan see how you look at women that walk by you. So he carefully chose a woman to put her in positions so you can approach her. And when you approach her, she did everything that you thought. But then it was not Halloween time, but the mask started falling off. You probably start paying all her bills. She always came up to you when she'll say she needs something. I need this done. I need this done. Most of the time when you seen her, you always had to go in your pocket. Then she want to put some stuff on you like she spoiled. She like for men to spoil her. You know what the book of, in Proverbs 31, there's a passage in there that say that she need, and I'm paraphrasing it, she have no need of spoil. You see, a Proverbs 31 woman, you don't have to spoil her. You would do what is called just because she's a good woman. You see, good worldly women, you have to spoil them. And how do you spoil them? With the world goods, mainly money, tangible things. A good woman, you don't have to spoil her. A good woman wants your time. She wants your attention. She wants your time. She wants things that money can't buy. But you see, when you get a good woman, brother, you're going to be focused on her intangible that's on the inside of her. She's going to be so good to you, the right woman from God. You're going to be compelled to do things for her. You're going to learn that woman so much, whereas it just like kind of hairs on the top of her head. That's how intense you want to know that woman because she's good to you. She was a gift from God. And you see, when God brings a woman to you, brother, he doesn't bring girlfriends. He never bring a girlfriend to a man. He never bring a live-in to a man. He never bring a late night ride to a man when you have to call and say, what you doing? Can I come through or can you come through? God never bring those type of women to you. Satan bring you a girlfriend. Satan bring you a live-in. Satan bring you a 12 midnight woman. Those are three type of women Satan will bring you. A girlfriend, a live-in, and a midnight run woman. God always bring a woman that is wife ready. God never half step. Satan half step. He's a copycat. He has to. You see, when Satan brings his daughter to you, he wants you to settle. If you're a godly man, you won't settle. Godly men only look at women to be a woman to be his wife. Godly men don't settle like that. Godly men know who they are, why they're here, where they're going. Godly men want a woman to come into their life, because the Bible clearly say, and it is written, the man was not created for the woman, but the woman was created for man. So godly men have this knowledge. So if a woman come, the man looking at the woman and say, okay, God brought me someone to be my helpmeet. How you doing, Sister Flo? Welcome to the dinner table. She's gonna be my helpmeet. God gave me my purpose. This woman, she coming in, and she not coming. I'm not concerned with what she brings to the table. I'm concerned with what that woman have on the inside, because that's where the real stuff at, what's on the inside of her. All I have to do is give her my plan and my purpose, and she will ride along with me. Worldly women want you to do everything, and they want to shine when you shine. You see, worldly women, they're not going to do too much. Worldly women just want to be there when the spotlight on you. That's how worldly women, they just want to be there for the shine. Godly women will help you. Even though you getting the shine, brother, godly women, they're going to get the shine too, indirectly. You see, godly women don't have to be all out there. You see, godly women, they support what God have given to you, because you are the head of the relationship. And she's the heart of the home. So, brother, you have to understand this. When you get with the wrong woman, you got to have the power to walk away. If you soul tied to that woman, that wrong woman, if you soul tied to her, it's going to be difficult to do it. The reason why it's going to be difficult to do it, brother, because you have invested in that woman. More than likely, you have been giving her money, paying her bills, and doing all kinds of stuff. You've been doing why you were doing. You were trying to make her happy. And let me tell you a big lie while I'm on this point. There are even some married men that say happy wife, happy life. If a man say happy wife, happy life, he's in trouble. You know why I say in trouble? It's evidence he in trouble. What did Adam do? Adam had that thought process, happy wife, happy life. Who did Adam side with? He sided with Eve. Did Adam have a happy life after that? Just answer that question. Did he have a happy life after that? No, he didn't. So any man that say happy wife, happy life, and you go with a woman and you go against God's word, you have a problem. How you doing, Brother Walker? Brother Walker said it's difficult to walk away when you are married to them as well. I'm going to touch on that shortly. So, brother, let me tell you this. When you got the wrong woman, you did it on your own. And if you, like Brother Walker, he just hinted on it. If you married a woman, you got more problems. Bigger say more money, more problems. That's what Bigger used to say. More money, more problems. But brother, if you married the wrong woman, that's a past money. You got a problem on your hand. You married her. Before you married her, brother, you had red flags. If you were a Christian, I'm talking to you, Christian brother. I'm not talking to worldly men. If you a Christian brother and you married the wrong woman, let me tell you who you married. I'm trying to make this as gentle as possible. You did not marry a daughter of God. So if you did not marry a daughter of God, what they leave you with? It ain't but two spirits in this world. It's the spirit of God and the spirit of Satan. It's only two. There's no in between. So what you did, brother, you married a pretty devil, a gorgeous devil. You thought if you married her that she would change, didn't you? Some of you brothers, you thought if you married a woman, she would change, didn't you? She got worse because she knew she was looking at what you could do for her. Most worldly women that marry men, they looking for security. You see, godly women, they're going to naturally get security, but they looking for a leader. Worldly women basically look at security, and it's about they looking at how it's going to benefit them down the road. That's why some of Satan daughters, they come in and they try to get babies on you real quick. They be strategic. You know that. Remember I said those worldly women, they got the spirit of Delilah and Jezebel. What did Delilah do? She was about the money. She studied Samson. She didn't care about Samson. And we do know, the Bible does not have to tell us, but we do know that Delilah and Samson, they were intimate. Samson loved women too. We know they would. Let's be real. Samson and Delilah were intimate. She used her woman wiles on him. She broke him down. And the final thing what Delilah did was what? She made some crocodile tears come out. She made some fake tears come. Some women are able to do that, brothers. They are able to produce crocodile tears. Why do they do that? Because they probably know that you are analytical, but they're trying to work on your emotions. So it worked for Delilah. And what happened to Samson? He got a free haircut. When Samson got a free haircut, you know what he told Delilah? He had lied to her a few times about his strength. She wanted to know his strength. You see, brother, when you marry the wrong woman, she wants to know your strengths. She wants to break you. That's why, brother, if you have some stuff together, your strength, if you have a business and all that kind of stuff, she wants to know your strengths. She want to know where your check's going. She want to know where they're coming from. She want to know everything because she thinking financial. Worldly women, they're thinking financial. That's why I keep telling you, they're trying to get children and stuff on you. And they want to keep them. They might not even care about the children. They're going to keep them because they get more from you. And if they, it depends on what state they are, because we already know. That's why a lot of states, sister, the reason why a lot of men don't get married, let me tell you this, because it's called divorce rate. That's why, because a lot of men, it's not that they fear getting married. They see the statistic. According to the statistics, 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Not 50%, 70%. It might be higher. 7% of divorce are started or headed out by women. Because I'm not happy. And these are evil women. Evil. So if you're a son of God and you got mixed up with an evil woman, now let me tell you how it plays out. If you, brothers, marry the wrong woman, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, if she walk away from you, listen to me very carefully. If she walk away from you, you are not under bondage in that case. Because Paul addressed that to the Corinthians. Because it come down to a believer and an unbeliever. You see, the Bible specifically say, when Paul dealt with, you can go, when you have time, my brother and sister, put in Google something like, so it could take you to that passage. If an unbeliever leaves, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. You see, if an unbeliever leaves you, you're not under bondage. If he or she leaves you, brother, sister, that goes for you too. If you marry the wrong man and he decides to leave you, you're not under bondage. But you see, the tricky part is, brother and sister, if you married the wrong person, you kind of like Chuck, you stuck. And you can't do nothing to try to trick them to leave you. They got to leave you on their own. And let me tell you, they're more than likely going to leave you. Because, brother, the more you enter Christ, she's not going to be able to handle your life. Sister, the more you enter Christ, he's not going to handle your life. They're going to bounce eventually. But you don't supposed to do nothing to cause them to bounce. So I'm telling you now, for those of you that concerned about divorce and everything, if the unbeliever leaves, that's the key. You are not on the you're not bound in that case. But you, if you messed up, my brother and sister, you kind of like Chuck, you stuck. You got to bear that thing. And the reason why you got to bear it, because you made a conscious decision, my brother, to marry that Jezebel Gemini. She had the spirit of Delilah and Jezebel, so you married a Gemini. If you, those of you that into a horoscope, that and listen what it is, a horoscope, You married a Gemini, horror, the horror movie. You married a devil daughter. So, brother, if you're single, those of you that's single, there's hope. Jesse Jackson said, keep hope alive. There's hope. If you thinking about marrying one of these type of women, the worldly women, you thought she was the one, right, brother? You thought she was the one. So you should get tired of the woman taking advantage of you. You know, the brother, that you're doing most of the calling. You know that you're doing most of the texting. You know that you the one who doing everything, and she ain't hardly doing nothing. The only time she reach out to you when she says she needs something or wants something. That's the only time. Now, she would do things for you, but you initiate it, so she ain't got to do nothing. You got the type of woman that will invite you to the movie. She will call you up and say, I want to go to the movie. Let's go. It's on me. You get to the movie, and she just stand there. She won't even go in no pocketbook. Or she the type of woman that would say, let's go out to dinner. It's on me. You get to the restaurant, she won't even look at the receipt. Then she'll flip it on you and say, you the man, you supposed to pay for it. That's the kind of women that exist out there, worldly women. Then they have something to talk to their girlfriend about. So you did not ask God, brother, to bring you the right woman. That's why you got in there. So, brother, if you are dating a woman and you having sex with that woman, you're going to get soul tied. You might think it's a casual thing. If you having sex with that woman, that worthy woman, she's going to try to put it on you. You know why she's going to try to put it on you? Because she wants you to get hooked. It's like a drug. It's just like trying to snort cocaine or something like that. You might could get away with it the first time in your mind, because you say, I don't see how people get hooked on alcohol. I don't see how people get hooked on cocaine and crack and all that kind of stuff. I don't see how they do it. I tried it, but it didn't bother me. That's how some people look at it. It didn't bother me. But you see, the thing about the comeback, so you get a lot of confidence in yourself, don't you, brother? You get so much confidence. You say, I could keep doing that and nothing's not gonna happen. So you keep going sleeping with that woman, and she keep putting it on you, putting it on you, putting it on you. Then before you know it, you think you in love with this woman. It's not that. You in lust with that woman, and she know what it takes to get you. And then sometime when she know that she got the power in the bed, she gonna pull that card on you. She gonna play Santa Claus on you, the naughty nice stuff. So you hooked. You've been hooked, and you need an avenue to walk away. And the only way you're going to get out of a relationship, you brother that are not married, but you are soul tied to woman, Only thing that could help you is Jesus. That's all it is. Jesus is the only way that can give you the power to walk away. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because you're so tied to Satan's daughter. Paul addressed this. Paul said, and I paraphrase that, he said, your body is like a temple. That's what Paul said. He said, your body is like a temple. Should I give my body to a harlot? And if I give my body to a harlot, we become one. I'm paraphrasing it. So Paul was saying his body is a temple. But when he sleep with a harlot is a prostitute. Let me tell you this, brother. Most of the worldly women that you deal with, they have that prostitute spirit in them. Have you heard of the phrase, no money, no honey? That's how a lot of women, worldly women, playing on some of your brothers. They will give you the body and stuff, but they want something out of it. You see, what you brothers don't understand is this, how worldly women work. Worldly women draining you of your resources. And when it comes to the sexual part, they might enjoy the sex with you. So what happening? You losing all the way around, brother. You losing. You losing because she getting enjoyment out of the act of sex, plus she draining your resources. What you getting out of it? You just getting the feeling. That's all you get. So she got 2 for 1 on you. A lot of men don't think like this. If you're dealing with those type of women, she got 2 for 1. You satisfying her craving, and you giving her your resources. Whereas you giving her your best 2 minutes or whatever, and you losing your resources and everything. Not only that, you are damaging your relationship with God's Son, Jesus Christ. So you losing all the way around. All the way around. So you need God to deliver you. So, brother, when God deliver you, you're going to have to, like I'm going to tell the sister shortly, you got to make up your mind. And brother, I'm going to tell you this. Men cry in the door. If you have to cry, cry in the door. If you don't want nobody to see you cry, go in your home, go in your room and start crying. If that's what you need. If you need a good cry, you're not no soft man by crying. Go ahead and get it out. Tell the Lord what you did. He already know what you did, but he wants you to talk to him. And ask the Lord to break those shackles off of you because you got mixed up with the wrong woman, and he will do it. It's going to take time. He might not do it like that, but it's going to take some time. Thank you, Sister Suanna. So, and now on the woman's side, some of you sisters, you all have gotten in a relationship with the wrong man. Why did you do this? Why did you do it? Because he had swag, right? He knew how to talk to you. So he blew your mind by his words. The same strategy he used from his daddy. What did Satan do to Eve? He got her on some words. He moved her with some colorful words. He knew what to do. He studied Eve. And like these worldly men, they study you. They listen to how you talk. They watch your body language, and they know what play out the playbook to use, and they use it on you. But guess what, sister? More than likely, he didn't use them on other women, and he was successful with it. Now it's your turn. So you had doubts, right? You had doubts, but you went ahead and rolled with Satan's son. So you were trying to hold back. You were trying to be the nice little Christian girl. All that kind of stuff. And he got you. He used those words. He used that word of strategist. Satan's son, they some smooth guys. And then guess what? It came Halloween again. And his match failed. And then you start seeing that he was a narcissist type of individual. He was controlling. He probably mentally abused you, emotionally abused you, physically abused you possibly. and financial abuse you. He used you. He started going seeing other women. He didn't care whether he didn't care whether you knew about it or not. He even went and probably moved in with another woman. And when him and that other woman had a problem, he'll come back over there called you let him in. You still gave him access to your car, your home, and everything. You didn't take the keys away, and you did not change the lock. You hoping and praying that he will come. God is not going to answer your prayer to hook you up with one of the devil's sons. He's not going to do it. So what do you do, sister? You got hooked on him too. You emotionally tied to this guy. You go tell your girlfriends, your mama, and all these other people, and you're trying to get all this advice. You even go to social media, asking social media a question. Then you'll say, I'm just asking for a friend. We know who the friend is. You're talking about yourself. You tell your closest friend what's going on, and they objected, but they like you. And they be saying, look, you need to do this, that, because he's using you. You see that he's using you, but your heart is tied to him. It's hard to let go. I know some married women right now that married the wrong man. They married the wrong man. And they cry and cry, talk about what this man have done to them. And they still there. The man leave them and come right back. The man willfully leaves some of these sisters and go. You got you out. He was an unbeliever. You are a believer. When he left on his own, hey, it was over. Why are you going to keep opening the door, letting him back in? Do you like being tortured? Do you like being abused? Do you like being dogged? So the same thing, sister. You should have asked God because you seen some red flag, but you ignored them. You didn't ask God, should you be with that man? So, and I talked to you, a lot of you married sister, but now you're single sister, there's hope. You see the red flag, don't do it. Don't ignore red flags, sisters. Is this man, is he godly or ungodly? Does this man have Christ living in him? Do you hear that man talking more about me, myself, and I, or do you hear him saying mostly we, us, and our? Does this man have a purpose and a plan after his relationship with God? Does he have a purpose and a plan? Have you questioned this guy to see why you? Have you asked the man, like I said last night, what are you looking for? Did you question what you're looking for? What type of relationship type of relationship you want to, what you want to do? You have to ask those tough questions, sister. But then you don't do it, and you want to put it on the back burner because you don't think it's important. Then you get suckered in. Some of you get married to these guys and you hurt. Some of you don't get married and you hurt. And this man keep going in and out of your life, like Charlie Wilson in the Gap Band is saying, going in and out of your life. You don't have to do it, sister. You have the power to walk away. If you're a single sister and you get with one of these guys, you have the power to walk away. The power is God's son, Jesus. When I say the power to walk away, that is the power. Jesus is the power to enable you to walk away from the wrong man or woman that doesn't love you. Because guess what, brother and sister? God have the right man and the right woman to love you how you need to be loved. Not how you want to be loved, how you need to be loved. Because, brother, the Lord created you so he know what you need. Sister, the Lord created you so he know what you need. When it comes to a relationship, brother, he will equip the right woman to help you with your needs. Not your spiritual need, but your needs. And the same thing, sister, he know what you need. So the Lord will equip the right man to supply those needs, okay? Because the Lord gonna supply your spiritual need, but outside of spiritual need, he got a man or woman to take care of that part. And you see, the thing about it, sister and brother, a man or woman cannot make you happy. All happiness is in the Lord. You're going to get a man or woman that's going to fail you. You're going to get a man or woman that may disappoint you or make you cry. And the same thing, you may do the same thing what your mate going to do. You're going to have disagreement, but it's better to go through the storm with the right person or saved person, equally yoked, not an unequally yoked person. You understand, my brother and sister? So the power to walk away from a man or woman that doesn't love you, Jesus is the answer. In a nutshell, Jesus is the answer. You don't have to do it. I hope your brother and sister got something out of this tonight. The power to walk away is in God's Son, Jesus, that got the keys to those shackles that's on your heart. The Lord will stick that key in there and unlock you and break you out. You don't have to be confined. You don't have to be chained. You don't have to be addicted to a man, sister, or one brother. You don't have to. The Lord will help you. He will restore you. And he will place the right man, sister, or the right woman, brother, into your life. If you have any question or comment, my brother and sister, you can put in the comment box. If you do not have anything, I'm glad that you came to the dinner table. I hope that I have helped some of you brothers and sisters. You do have power to walk away from the wrong man or the wrong woman, because Jesus is the power. Before you go to a counselor, before you go to your girlfriend, your guy friend, your parents, social media, going to the relationship coaches and stuff, go to Jesus first. And Jesus will show you the way out of that mess, brother, or that mess, sister. I love you, brother. I love you, sister. Remember this, believe this, say la vie. Good night. Peace out.